वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। This morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. First canto, chapter 5, text number 25. Today is also a very beautiful and very, very important verse. Uchishtale pan anumodito dvijaihi sakratsma bhunje tadapasta kilbishaha evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasah तद्धर्म एवात्मरुचिः प्रजायते उच्छिष्टलेपाननुमोदितो द्विजैः सकृत्स्म भुञ्जेत तपास्तकिल्बिषः एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्म एवात्मरुचिः प्रजायते उच्छिष्टलेपाननुमोदितो द्विजैः सकृत्स्म भुञ्जेत तपास्तकिल्बिषः एवं प्रवृत्तस्य विशुद्धचेतसः तद्धर्म एवात्मरुचिः प्रजायते. Where is क्या नाम उनका, सुधीर प्रभु कहाँ?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी वो एक्चुअली उनका थोड़ा एग्जाम है तो थोड़ा सा भी लेट स्टडी कर रहे थे वो, तो अभी रेस्ट कर रहे हैं.
ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. एनीवे ठीक है. Uchishtalepan, the remnants of foodstuff. Anumoditaha, being permitted. Vijayhi, by the Vedantist Brahmanas. Sakrat, once upon a time. Sma, in the past. Unje, took. Tat, by that action. Apasta, eliminated. Ilbishaha, all sins. Evam, thus. Pravrittasya, being engaged. Vishuddha chetasaha, of one whose mind is purified. Tat, that particular. Dharmaha, nature. Eva, certainly. Atmaruchihi, transcendental attraction. Prajayate, was manifest. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their foodstuff, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. Please repeat. Once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendentalist became attractive to me. Not became attracted to me, became attractive to me. Pure devotion is as much infectious in a good sense as infectious diseases. A pure devotee is cleared from all kinds of sins. The personality of Godhead, is the purest entity, and unless one is equally pure from the infection of material qualities, one cannot become a pure devotee of the Lord. The Bhakti Vedantas, as above mentioned, were pure devotees, and the boy became infected with their qualities of purity by their association and by eating once the remnants of the foodstuff taken by them. Such remnants may be taken even without permission of the pure devotees. There are sometimes pure devotees, and one should be very much cautious about them. There are many things which hinder one from entering devotional service. But by the association of pure devotees, all these obstacles are removed. The neophyte devotee becomes practically enriched with the transcendental qualities of the pure devotee, which means attraction for the personality of Godhead's name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. I'll read that again. The neophyte devotee becomes practically enriched with the transcendental qualities of the pure devotee, which means attraction for the personality of Godhead's name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. Infection of the qualities of the pure devotee means to imbibe the taste of pure devotion always in the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Right. This transcendental taste at once makes all material things distasteful. Therefore, a pure devotee is not at all attracted by material activities. After the elimination of all sins or obstacles on the path of devotional service, one can become attracted. One can have steadiness, one can have perfect taste, one can have transcendental emotions, and at last one can be situated on the plane of loving service of the Lord. All these stages develop by the association of pure devotees. And that is the purport of this stanza. Uchishtalepaan anumodito dvijaihi sakritzma punje tadapastakilbishah evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasah tadharma evatma ruchih prajayate. Anyone remembers yesterday's verse without looking? Anyone has memorized yesterday's verse? Anyone? Please raise your hand if anyone has done so. Has anyone memorized yesterday's verse? I did. Actually, before that, I did recite this verse many times, but I didn't memorize it. But yesterday, it was memorized. Right. Yesterday's verse also was very, very beautiful. The qualities of Narada described. I think again forgot the first word. What was the first word? That what's that? Temayapeta khilachapalerbhake Dante. Dante. Dante Dhrita Kridanake Anuvartini Chakruh Kripam Yadyapi Tulya Darshana Susrushamane Munayolpaphash. Beautiful verse section. We should memorize these verses. We should have a taste for memorizing these verses. Since Prabhupada is talking about taste, we should have a taste for the Bhagavatam verses. Bhagavatam verses are very, very, very sweet actually. The words and every alphabet is very, very nicely designed to create taste. Actually. So, so it's a very beautiful verse. So today's verse is actually a continuation of that. So in yesterday's verse we have seen why did the Bhaktivedantas show mercy? And today we are seeing how did they show mercy. Sanskar, where is Umang? Can you please call him? So, so how did they show mercy? Yesterday we saw why did they show mercy, and today we are seeing how. How did they give mercy to Narada? Anumoditaha. They were pleased with him, and they gave him their remnants. Sakrat smahunje. Sakrat means just once. He has taken. Narada has taken. So the past kilpisha, and as a result of that, all his sins were eradicated. All his sins means not just reactions of past sins, but even the sinful nature, sinful tendencies, sinful desires have all been removed or eradicated from his heart. Right? Tadapasta kilpisha. And then what happened? Evam pravrittasya, because he has been engaged in their service, and thus his consciousness is purified, Vishuddha Chetasaha. Then what happened? Tadharma eva atma ruchih prajayate. He developed taste. He developed taste for devotional service. So, how does this happen? It's not like we should understand that the remnants of pure devotees are very, very powerful, right? But they should also be taken with a certain type of consciousness. The holy name is extremely powerful, but the effectiveness of the holy name also depends on our consciousness. It depends on does not mean it artificially depends on something. But the Lord is pleased. It's not that the Lord depends on anything. It's not the holy name is dependent on your consciousness. Not like that. But the holy name's mercy will come when the holy name is pleased with you. Right? A person is capable of doing anything. But why will he do? Unless he feels inspired to do, or he feels that you deserve it. Like a very rich man, if he wants, he can give you 10 crore rupees. He can give you, right? But will he give? He will give when he's pleased with you, or when he's happy, or when he's inclined favorably towards you. You cannot say, "Oh, you have so much money, why don't you give me some?" You can't demand like that. He should be pleased with you, then he can give, right? So the holy name also can bestow mercy. It has all the power. But why will he bestow mercy? Unless he is pleased with your consciousness. Right? So the pure devotees are also like that. They have Krishna. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. You have Krishna. Krishna is your property. Krishna is the property of the pure devotees. And you have the power to give that property to anyone. Tomara shakati ache. You have that power. Sanskar Prabhu, I'm not able to see you. Can you please? That's okay. You come here. It's all right. So, what are we saying? So Krishna is their property. They can give it to anyone. But why will they give? To whom will they give? They are pleased. They are pleased. Right. And how will you please a pure devotee? That was explained in yesterday's verse. What were the qualities of Narada? First thing, Akhila Chapale, Apet Akhila Chapale. He was totally, yesterday we discussed in detail. He was not frivolous. Sometimes we see the devotees come, but they want to do devotional service, but again they get distracted by some other thing. Like our Vichitra, where is Vichitra? He is here. So he does service sometimes, but suddenly something comes and he just forgets and he runs away. And he goes somewhere else, right? Distracted. Sometimes you do a very sincere devotional service, sometimes you do. Like, very fixed up. And then Dante, sense controlled. Sense control means not like one cannot wake up for Mangalarti, or one has the habit, sense gratificatory habits, mobile misuse, mobile phones, eating outside food, so many things like that. Other sense gratificatory things. They don't do that. See, we can see even among students, we see some students have this quality, right? We can see devotees. Adhrita Kridanake, not engaged in frivolous sports. Sports does not mean only cricket and football. Sports means any type of activity, recreational activity. Unnecessarily, let's just go and watch waterfalls, Bhedaga, or let us go for sightseeing some park. Or let us say that famous even famous temple, not for bhakti, but just for sightseeing, like that. Like we see that these tendencies, right? Anuvartini means obedient. People are they are sometimes obedient, but sometimes they are not. Some of the instructions we follow, some of the instructions we don't follow. Anuvartini means always eager to follow the instructions, ever eager to follow. So we don't see any slackness. We don't see slackness. Then Susro Shamane, always eager to serve. Yes, it is good to delegate, but when necessary, we should be eager to do it ourselves also. Sometimes cleaning the toilets or things like that, throwing the trash, things like that. We'd like to get it done by somebody else because we have more important things to do, right? We think like that. But to do it ourselves is also important. So whenever we get opportunity, or whenever we are not engaged in too many important things. Rahimani Prabhu has started cleaning toilets. Last 2-3 days he's been doing. So like that, I mean, a tendency to serve. And Alpavashani. Because of all these qualities, Narada attracted the mercy of these pure devotees, the Bhakti Vedantas. And as a result, Bhaktivedantas were pleased to give their remnants. And when he took with that mode of service attitude, then those just once taking that remnants, what happened? It created and suddenly why it got disconnected. No, it's there. There. All right, sorry, it just got disconnected for a second. So what was I saying?
जी वो प्रसाद लिया तो उसके जस्ट बाद क्या हुआ वो बता रहे थे.
Yeah, so as soon as he took that those remnants, his mind got attracted to pure devotional service. So the point is that if you are being engaged in devotional service means being far from sense gratification, or we can say reverse also. Being engaged in sense gratification means being far from Krishna, right? So if you want to protect yourself from sense gratification, then what should you do? Be engaged in devotional service. So devotional service is the protection from Maya. If you are constantly engaged, consistently. In this context, I would like to take the example of Sukhdev Prabhu. Sukhdev Prabhu in Jabalpur, Abhimanyu Prabhu, and even of course our Jagdish Hari Prabhu also are constantly engaged. You can see 24 hours in some service or other. Service does, even sometimes your studies also is important. That is also service. So your studies also, either you are studying or engaged in some seva or chanting. So that way, if you are constantly engaged in some devotional service or preaching, hearing lectures, doing some seva like that. If you are constantly engaged in devotional service, what happens is your mind is absorbed in Krishna. And then there is no attraction for material activities. So the point is that Maya and Krishna, in one sense they are just next to each other, but in another sense they are very far from each other. Maya and Krishna, in one sense they are just next to each other. Just turn away from Krishna, Maya is there, right? But in another sense, Maya and Krishna are very far from each other. What do you mean by that? It means that only when you venture very far away from Krishna, or when you venture, when you venture far away from Krishna, then you get attracted to sense gratification, right? So therefore, if we are not engaged in devotional service, if we are not in the protective zone, then we are always at risk of Maya. The devotee should always be in the protective zone. And how will he be in the protective zone? If he does his sadhana properly and he stays in the association of devotees and never ventures too far away from Krishna or close to sense gratification. The mindset of serving Krishna and the mindset of sense gratification are very far from each other, right? Only when you forget Krishna, then you can engage in sense gratification, correct? If Krishna is in your mind, can you think of enjoying beautiful woman? If Krishna is in your mind, no. So only when you forget Krishna, then you can think about it. Yes or no? So the point is, if you are constantly engaged in that service attitude, then there is very less scope for Maya to act. So devotees, if you are those who are constantly engaged, you can see the examples. In ISKCON, of course, Srila Prabhupada set the best example. How was Srila Prabhupada? He was constantly engaged in devotions. 24 hours. 24 hours. He would translate throughout the night, translate books throughout the night, and in the day, what would he do? He would preach. From 12 o'clock midnight till Mangalarti time, he used to translate his books. You can do that later. Don't distract. So Prabhupada would translate throughout the night. In the day, what would he do? He would constantly be engaged in preaching. Practically less than 2 hours he would sleep. And we can see his followers also. Many of his senior disciples, they are constantly engaged. His Holiness Radhanand Maharaj, when he was in New Vrindavan, he was not only when he was in New Vrindavan, then it was the austerity period, but even after that also, even now, he was always constantly engaged, 24 hours, without any gap in some devotions. Of course, sometimes you need to give rest to the body also, but giving rest to the body also as much as required to keep your body healthy and fit, not overindulgence. So in that way, if we are constantly engaged, Maharaj would also was practically sleeping less than 2 hours a day. And doing many austerities. Practically midnight in darkness, he used to go climb down the hill, attend nature's call, and then break the ice in the pond. The pond was covered with ice. The ice had to be broken, and from below the ice, you take the water and take bath, and then you climb up back, make arrangements for Mangal Aarti, 6 or 7 Aartis a day, and so many offerings every time, preparing the offerings, Abhishek, everything he used to do. Constantly engaged. No gap. At his Holiness Rampad Maharaj, he was so busy. He used to mop the floor with one hand and while reading book with the other hand. Heard like that. And as well as Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, of course, he would always, he was also extremely active, extremely, So this kind of gems are required. Prabhupada had this kind of gems. Because Prabhupada was such a great gem, so he attracted this kind of gems. Right. So therefore, in preaching, it's not about how many people you attract. Like say, the Bhakti Vedantas. Narad Muni was attracted to them. Narad Muni became such a pure devotee that just by their association, this boy became Narada in his next life. Right? And he delivered so many people, like Prahlada, Dhruva, even Vedavyas. They are all his disciples. So the point is that, we should aspire to develop that kind of quality, like Narada. And to serve the pure devotees in that mode, like Narada. And we get the mercy not by demanding it. We get the mercy by becoming qualified. Right? We get the mercy by becoming qualified. We should try to develop qualities like Narada, and that's how we get the mercy. Only thing is, if we realize, if we become serious, if we realize what kind of mercy we got, then we cannot be slackened. Otherwise, we'll be wasting our rare opportunity, and we have to regret much later. Later on, we have to regret. So therefore, it's better not to waste this opportunity. Take it seriously. Otherwise, time and tide waits for no man. Time and tide waits for no man. The time is gone, it is gone. Cannot get it back. The student life is gone, you'll never get it back. When you are the age of, like Prabhuji, Rajiv Lochan. Like Rajiv Lochan Prabhu, that age. If you want to live in base, it's possible. Not possible. You have to stay outside. And you have to come maybe once in a week, like that, to temple. You cannot be constantly in association with devotees. But this opportunity is now available. And if we don't take it seriously, then after 10, 20 years, we'll regret, oh, the spirit was good. At that time, we did not know. We didn't take it seriously. Like that. So we should take it seriously when we have the chance. Make hay while the sun shines. Make hay while the sun shines. That means as long as the sun is shining, you do your farming work. You cut the crops or whatever you do it. When do you do it? At night? No. Before the sun sets. Before the sun sets, as much crop as you can cut, you cut. After that, it's gone. So similarly, we have the opportunity now. So therefore, it's important that actually in Krishna consciousness, there's a lot of buffer. Prabhupada gave us a lot of buffer. Buffer means, many different activities are there. If your chanting is not going good, if your reading is not going good, your hearing is not going good, your service attitude is not good, or you don't have Vaishnava etiquettes, proper dealing with Vaishnavas, respectful and humble service attitude, dealing with Vaishnavas. These are not good. Then there is a red signal. But if these things are at least medium, then you are very well protected. If we take any of these things too cheaply, then there is a red signal. So therefore, so these are the few things which can hamper your spiritual life. What are those things? If you are engaged in sense gratification means there is some allowed sense gratification, which is not bad. Like you are taking Krishna Prasadam. That is not sense gratification. Or you are taking rest at the right time. That is not sense gratification. So there is enjoyment in Krishna consciousness also. But beyond that, if you go out of that range and indulge too much in other outside activities, then you are in danger zone. So devotees in the nest especially recommend that all of you please be careful. Please be careful. It's very simple. You just have to be regulated. You just have to be little self-controlled. That's all. Sleep early. Sleep early. Wake up early. It's very simple. Actually, devotion is very simple. Only thing is if you know how to control it. If you can't control it, then if you can't sorry. So if we can't regulate it, then we'll be in danger. And try to be submissive. Don't fight with devotees. Don't lose your temper with devotees. Try to be in humble service attitude. Don't engage in frivolous activities. Make sure you do your reading and hearing. I was very impressed with Sukdev Prabhu. When I went there, I saw that he would chant before Mangalarti. Then he would do Mangalarti, then complete the remaining routes. Right? Then he would hear, and then he would read Prabhupada books. Everything, reading, hearing, chanting, sadhana, everything done by night. Finished. And then he would just take prasadam and go to college. He doesn't keep reading and all. He could have done reading at night also, in the evening also. But he just makes sure he does it first. And of course, in the evening also he does half an hour reading with other students. So double reading. At the same time, he is managing the base so wonderfully, inspiring everyone. Preaching also so wonderfully. Managing also so wonderfully. And setting a good example. I'm not appreciating Sukdev Prabhu because he is manager or because he is the OC of the base. I'm appreciating because of the kind of devotee he is. I was so impressed. I was so impressed. Extremely impressed. Like that. You don't have to be manager or something. You have to be responsible, basically. Not running away from your service. If you get service, who will do this much service? Sometimes you do or sometimes you forget. Behaving little irresponsibly, fighting, joking too much, and all these things. Not like that. Behaving in a way that everyone feels inspired, being very friendly, and service attitude. This kind of things. Keeping your sadhana pakka, seva very nice. Studying nicely also. Getting good results in your exams. Getting very performing very nice, getting very good grades in your college studies, while maintaining everything, while serving, while preaching, So exemplary, so exemplary. An attitude towards other devotees. Not like I'm so big, I'm so better than you. I'm giving you orders, you do it. Not like that. But in a very humble, friendly way. At the same time, being with authorities also having a very submissive relationship. But one thing that is not good about Shukdev Prabhu is he is not taking sufficient care of his health.
Right.
That needs improvement. But then other things. I think everyone in Indore and Sagar, everywhere, everyone should learn. I think. Generally, we should not glorify Junior, but because of the way he's doing, he deserves that credit. And not just to give him credit, but also I want everyone to emulate, try and emulate that kind of qualities. So if you have this kind of quality, then what will happen? The devotees will be very pleased. And they'll pray to Krishna, please give him pure devotion. And with that attitude, taking Uchishta does not mean only just taking literally Uchishta. It means getting the mercy. That's the main thing. Three things are very powerful. What is that? Chaitanya Charitamrita verse? Bhakta Pada Dhuliyar, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Bhukta Avasesha, Tina Mahabal. The dust of the lotus feet of the devotees and the water that washed the lotus feet of devotees and the remnants of the prasadam taken. These three are Mahabal. They are very powerful. Although here it is said that you can take the remnants without permission. It is true. But when the instruction is given that don't take, then you cannot take. You should take permission. So therefore we give instruction, standing instruction, nobody should take. unless the permission is given. Okay. And if your guru, for example, your Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru is coming and you are taking the remnants, so don't distribute that to everybody. He may be Guru for you, but everyone will not feel like, right? It is a personal relationship. Like in some temple, some Maharaj has come, he took the Mahaprasad. You are happy and you are giving to everyone. they can't say no. So if they say no, then they'll think he is offended. Reluctantly, they'll take. Not like that. All right. Thank you very much, Harish. Any questions? Why he has not? See, this is past life. This was his past life. Because of that, he became attracted to devotional service. But when he took birth again as the son of Brahma, then he got knowledge from Brahma. That is also described in Bhagavatam. He asked questions to Lord Brahma, and the Brahma gives him knowledge. And also, actually, Narada Muni, in his past life, he was a son of a maid servant. But before that, there was another life he was Gandharva named Upabarhana. That was another life. And that Gandharva Upabarhana was also, he got that life also because of a curse from Brahma. Before that, again, he was Brahma Manasa. Yeah, Narada was Brahma Manasa Putra. but he got cursed and he became a Gandharva. And then again Gandharva got cursed and he became son of a maid servant. But again he got delivered. Yes. Yes. So all those curses got all eradicated just by serving pure devotees. Right. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
Taking outside any other visiting temple considered like a standard sensitive. So
Outside temples.
outside temple is not a bus are generally. So suppose like natural one, we should go for Chilgur Balaji temple or Chindiya Swami temple. That we used to go. There is a
It depends on the purpose. Depends on the purpose. If you're just going for sightseeing, many people go to Badrinath, Kedarnath also for sightseeing. They don't, not really so much interested in having darshan of Badrinath, but actually because of some other, just little like relaxing with, like that. So, of course, that's not bad if you have some Krishna conscious purpose. If you are trying to, sometimes we also go for trips, camps, retreats to such places. But the idea is by going there, we do Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan, and then we increase our Krishna consciousness. That is the purpose. Then it's okay. It's just for sense gratification. Okay, any other questions? If you have a question. Yeah, see, Narada is also eternal personality. It is just Krishna's arrangement that he got cursed and all that. But Narada is actually an eternal preacher of bhakti. He has always been there. So, right. Any questions online?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, first of all, I would like to say कि जो भी आपने बोला, it is, you have just seen it. There is nothing like that. And mainly the point you are saying that I am engaged in service, and I am really very, very grateful to you because you give me such kind of services कि even though I try, but it is not able to compete, and I forgot so much, and I am very, very responsible. But Prabhuji call me again and again and remind me that आपने ये किया कि नहीं किया, आपने ये किया कि नहीं किया. Then I called out, अच्छा ये भी तो करना था, otherwise मैं भूल जाता हूँ, sense gratification में busy होके. So it is all by the mercy of Prabhuji and by mercy of Prabhupada and Gaurang. So that is there. And Prabhuji, thank you so much for everything. Now the question was that कि sorry, थोड़ा सा out of topic है. Can I ask? It's related to devotee. Okay. So, like, I'm facing this particular issue right now that I'm not able to understand. Some devotees is going through something, but he's not able to open up, and I want him to open up. So, कैसे वो करना चाहिए? How a person opens up? Even though I think I'm trying that, I'm giving him some care and love and having friendship, but still having this issue. Have I lost the network or? Kapil Bhoji, is I am audible?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, you are audible. I think network connectivity issue is there from Prabhuji's side.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sorry, there was some internet issue. Yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
जी Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Am I audible Prabhuji?
Yes.
So question ये था Prabhuji कि particularly not all the devotees, there are some devotees जिनको साथ मेरा relationship अच्छा है ऐसा मुझे लगता है, but somehow I am not able to understand what they are going through, even though I am able to see that they are not able to relish Krishna consciousness, but still I am not able to help them. So what should I do?
I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. Help for what?
मतलब किसी को देख के ऐसा लग रहा है डिवोटी को कि वो किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम से जा रहा है, गुजर रहा है, बट वो शेयर नहीं कर रहा है, शेयर नहीं कर पा रहा है somehow, and therefore मैं हेल्प भी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, and feeling kind of helpless. So what I can do from my side?
Yeah, I mean, I think you had asked this question once before, and I had answered that we should try to make them comfortable. We should try to make them feel relaxed and comfortable with you, so that they'll be able to share it as much as possible. Should spend some time with them, have some light conversation, and then make them feel at ease, and reassure them that you can trust me, like that. Like that. Okay.
जी Prabhuji. Okay, thank you Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata Pranam.
Dandavata Pranam. All right, sir. So, thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada.